Hello, Facebook. Well, we back again. I had a little downtime for a while. I want to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law. I enjoyed her last night, and my wife and them bringing in the new year. And I have to say to all my family, love y'all too. I hope everybody have a good year. And this year, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last year. I ain't gonna do nothing no different. Just take it easy. And no matter what happens, let nobody put stress in your life. One thing some people have to learn is you have to let stress come in your life. And when you let it come into your life and you feed on it, well, your year can go real bad. The one thing you have to learn, always be careful in who you put in your life and who you take out your life. Always let people think stay in your life so you know when to back off. And I have to say this. Never want nobody to be the way you want them to be. Let them be themselves. No matter what type of person it is, let them be themselves. And I'm going to say it like this. I had a little downtime. Her problem put me down for a minute. And I didn't get a chance to speak on the men's last time. And I'm going to say this. This year, I'm telling all women, take inventory. Take inventory. Take inventory on what you got. Take inventory on what you get. Because you got so many men out there as predators. When you think about predators, you think about harm. But there's 1,000 ways for a person to do harm to you. When you live your life, and I have to say this before I say that, I'm going to say this. The little virus thing, I hope it disappeared. But I'm proud of all my black women. Because last year was a year when black women stepped out in business and did a beautiful thing. Now, Will and Lynch predicted that. And they don't have no choice. Because you got so many men now that don't stand. They want to be pulled. And most of the time, it's a black woman that's pulling them. And I'm going to say it like this. Y'all fellas out there, you should always want to be able to sleep good at night. The only way is, one thing I always say, a good man can be slowed down, but he can't be stopped under no circumstance. In order for to sleep at night, you got to know you're doing your part. And when you say doing your part, everything come in a mix. It's just like you make cornbread. Everything you put in there, it come in a mix. If one thing don't work with the other thing, then the whole mix ain't right. And I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying to you. And I'm specifically talking about my black brothers. See, I can't talk about no white man because I ain't no white man. But I'm going to say this. Step up. When you go to sleep at night and you're with a woman, make sure you're doing your part. That's for your own mind. And when I say doing your own part, see, a lot of people take that and twist it around and think you're talking about money or paying a bill or paying a car note. I'm not talking about that. When it comes down to a man, be who you are. Your strength and your power. And when I say strength and power, I'm not talking about lifting weights. It's unlimited. As a man, you limit your own self. Like a lot of men got in their head where I give a woman money, I pay her bills and this and that, and that's all I need to do. Well, I'm going to talk both ways. I'm going to talk to the ones paying the bills and the ones not paying the bills. Because if the one's not paying the bills, you should have some type of sense of pride about yourself not to ask a woman for something when you ain't capable of giving something, especially if you live there. Now, when I say a man paying bills, well, a man paying bills, I don't care how much bills you pay. These women have these babies, and these days, they work on the job and have your babies. And if it ain't your baby and you sleeping in her bed, then you should help. When I say help, it's the same way that you can see. You don't have to spend her money, but if you're living in the house with her and her money is paying the rent, and her money is taking care of things in the house, you still spending it. Let's get to the chase. You still spending it. So, in that note, then you can help in other ways. She got kids, take the load off for some time. Clean the house. Wash the doggone dishes. Let her come in from work and let her rest. I don't care if you got a job. See, I'm not saying something that I ain't did. Everything I've said is my experience. There's no harm. Then you working your job, and I'm going to tell you that like it is. I don't care if you're working 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week, because many times I work 80 hours a week. But when it comes down to helping her, I don't care if she made $1 million. I'm going to give her a little relief. And every man should do that. It make it easy. And I'm going to say it like this. If you don't have a job, it don't belittle you. See, first of all, the years I've been in church, I learned it will blow it out of proportion. Who's the boss? Who's the leader? And all that, and what a woman should do. I'm not into that much because I'm going to tell you the truth. The way I feel about it, when I read the Bible, she's supposed to be by my side, not me slaving her. And men should do the same thing. If you work, son, do your part. If you don't work, then let her know still I break my back. And these women, I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to say it. I said it before, I said it again. You cannot be a man and a woman. You can't. You got to respect these guys. And if you got a guy, well, what first thing you do is make sure that the person you with is supposed to be with you. Because if you spend in 2021, take time and find out why a person is with you. I said the same thing like I said before. When you find a man with complaint, well, see, everybody thinks a man is because you got hair around your face and you ride around in the car and you're able to do for yourself. No, it's a mindset thing. You have to set your mind. Women, y'all have to set y'all mind. You have to ask for more. When I say ask for more, I'm not sitting down and saying, walk over there and say, well, I want you to treat me better. If a person loves you and can't feel you, then they can't love you. When you're hurting, there's something wrong and a person say they love you, they should tell it the minute they're in your presence. You should tell it. How can you say you love me if you don't know me? And when I said no, let's take it like it is. Know what I feel. Know how I react in life. Sometimes I always pull a crank on my wife all the time because I always try to outthink her. And she can outthink me. That's when you put your time in. And what I mean by time, you said that it's, well, you've been together a long time. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Mama always told me you start off right, you're in right. if you start off loving a person from the beginning, then you start off learning who that person are, where that person think, what that person believe. And I'm going to say it like I said it before, I said it again. They don't have to believe what you believe. Let me tell you something. But you have to respect what they believe. Sometimes it takes a man to train a woman. Sometimes it takes a woman to train a man. Never go in a relationship that you know everything. Because 95% of the time, you're lacking that 5% that you don't know. But you have to always have a heart open enough, willing to listen, willing to learn. Because you don't go in a relationship. I don't care when a man talking to a woman talking to a man, you're from different people. I'll give you an example. My wife is from her mother and father. I'm from my mother and father. No, we're not going to think alike. But when we take our time and invest the time in to learn what makes you feel, to learn what hurts you, what don't hurt you, the things you do like, the things you don't like, then that's an investment. See, a lot of people think investment is, I bought a house, I carry out the dinner, man, I wine and dine her. Well, let me tell you something to my young brothers. What makes a man a powerful man? You're the leader. God made you a leader. Don't ask a woman to do something that you're not willing to do. That's why he tell you to treat her as you treat yourself. And I'm going to say it like this. No matter how you do it, or what you do, when you look in the mirror and you want to say something to your girlfriend or say something to your wife, and you know it's a hurting thing, well, if you got balls to say it, then you have balls. If you really love it, it got to hurt you too. Mm-hmm. Don't portray this year to be something you're not. Be yourself. No matter what I go through, no matter how bad it is, how good it is, I can always see light at the end of the tunnel. Now I'm explaining to you what I mean by that. I make good at it. Now, one thing I learned in a relationship, if I know something hurts you, the devil can come up out of hell. I'm not going to take that and hurt you. That's the same thing like you have to choose your friends. Everybody that's in your circle, in your mind, you think they're in your circle, but you don't know what they're there for. Choose them. You don't know a friend. I always say you don't know a friend until you get them mad. You don't know how well a person loves you until you blow them up and get them mad. Because one thing about when a person get upset, the truth of them comes out. And they can't hide it. I believe like the Bible said, no matter how you act, how you make believe, what's in your heart, you push it enough to come out. And I'm going to say this. Same thing I said before. You cannot be married and single at the same time. It's just impossible. And when you make up your mind to marry, you have to say to yourself, then I'm making a change. You guys excuse me. Give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't care what nobody says or how they crook it up to say it. There's no 100% relationship, no matter how they try to portray it. Or I went here and I went there and we sat down and my man that and my old lady that. Ain't nothing 100. when you're in a relationship, every day of the year, it's another job. It's a job because you want it to go smooth. And you do that by regarding who you're with. Now, I just can't go along with some things that last year learned me a lesson. It's just a new day in this world. The relationships today, I can't get them. I can't get them. I'm trying to get it because I'm the type of person, if you say something out your mouth, you should live by that. You live by that. You say, okay, I'm finished with something, then be finished with it. It's impossible to be finished with something you're still dealing with. And I'm going to say the same thing I said before. Because you decide you want to be in a relationship for a person, that don't mean that person is for you. It's just like a marriage. See, this is the thing preacher does. They talk about marriage in church, but they never, the Bible is consistent upon two ways. It's consistent on those that claim they have the Spirit, and it's consistent upon unsaved people. They want to teach you that everything is always going to go well. Well, that's a joke. And I'm going to say it like this. It's just like the Bible said. It made it clear. It said, what's the never? The key word is what's the never. What's the never God joined together? Let no man put asunder. Now, you're not going to find nowhere in there where it said what's never I joined together. Let no man put asunder. See, God made it clear. Whatever you do, it might fall apart. But whatever he do, it's going to last. And not only was it going to last, when those that say they have the Spirit of God in them, well, they shouldn't have trouble in the relationship because God gave them a way out. Now, those that say they ain't got the Spirit in them, well, it can work too. But it's just like climbing up a mountain and you're trying to climb because you're trying to do everything on your own. See, that relationship might not be happy. You might be with a person that ain't meant for you. In spite of all your whole work, that's why you find sometimes those type of relationships, you got one person doing all they can, and the next person taking advantage of it. I don't care whether it's a man or a woman. And how they take advantage of it, because these days, they got all type of excuses to be with you, especially men. The men's today it's not like the men's of the past, way back. They looking for two things. They're not even looking for responsibility. Not at all. And I still say a man with no responsibility. Now, I hate to say it that way because I'm gonna be honest with you, tell you the truth. Hey, I'm the type of person I said things the way they is. I'm a realist. A man that don't want responsibility ain't no man. So you got a boy. What I mean by responsibility, that don't mean that he's born with a silver spoon in his mouth. That means he's gonna break his neck to make it easy. Life is hard by yourself. But when two people's involved, it should be a little bit easy. That don't mean you ain't gonna have no trouble. But it's a little easier working through the trouble. Now, I had a conversation before, and the conversation was about, do I think a woman can take care of a man or a man take care of a woman? Well, I'll be honest with you. That trip go both ways. If you love a person, it's not about who's taking care of what. But I'm going to say this. If you're going to change roles, live that role. If a man is not going to take care of a woman, then yes. Well, I had that nasty always tell my kids when I'm putting on my dress, When I get up and wash the clothes on a Saturday for my wife, get a vacuum cleaner and clean up the bathroom. I always say I'm putting on my dress because we are set to think that that's the only thing that women's supposed to do. Nah, I'm not that type of guy. I don't believe that way. Even when I was a little boy in church, I still didn't believe that way. Now, the reason why I didn't believe that way, because I never learned in the Bible yet where God made a woman a slave. He freed slaves. Whatever she does, I can do. She can do one thing that I can never do. One, I can never have a baby. So that give a one up on me. You understand me? And I'm going to say this. Whenever you want your wife or your girlfriend to bow down, then make sure you stand up. I don't believe a man or a woman should ask one or the other to bow down if they can't stand up. And when you ask a person to bow down, that means no matter what they go through or what they doing, you got their back. Sound crazy, don't it? It's crazy because most people don't want to put out. I'm explaining to you how that works. And I always use me and my wife as an example because, trust me, ain't nothing 100. We've been through some things too. But I have to say this. If she got a job, and I said it before and I said it again, and she's making $1 million, my hat off to her. And then she having my babies too. My hat off to her. And like I've said, this is raw experience. But I'm explaining to you this. For me to lay down and be comfortable, I'm a meter over halfway every time. Everybody's not that way. But I'm going to let her know I'm putting my all. That's so I can be comfortable. Because when she spent that 9 months and I have my child, I used to have a habit of telling her, all my kids, I ain't felt nothing. Not saying that to be funny. Because I'm going to be honest with you and tell you the truth. There's no job in the world can compare with a woman having kids and raising kids. Now, I didn't know this all the time until I put myself in that shoe. See, it's just like people walk around and hating on people, and because their life is not going the way other people think it. Well, let this be a new year. I think I'm one of the peacefulest men in the world. I never compare my life to no one. I'm never interested in what another person got or don't got. All I'm interested in is self. There's one thing in the world is guaranteed. And I'd ask somebody to show me anything else. One thing guaranteed. You were born in the world, and you're definitely going to die in the world. Those you can guarantee. Anything else, you have to make it work. And I'm going to say this to this right here I'm saying to them that's married, call themselves already established. And these young men that go to church and take that Bible and use it against women, to belittle women, you're a joke. You're a joke. God ain't made you the boss of nothing. See, when you get in your skin, you don't have to be the boss. You don't have to be in control. You know when it's time to say something, when it's time not to say something. And what man or woman want to be treated like a slave? Oh, it's not the type of slave you beat them all the time. She beat you all the time. I tell you like this, and I'm going to say it like this. If a man touch a woman, if you hit any woman get hit, I don't care whether you're married or whether you're not married, there's no love there. Straight off. If you have the balls to hurt you, I don't care how you crooked. But he's pay the bills. Or he's take care. I don't care who he is. You shouldn't be dealing with him. You don't love. I said it before. I said it again. What the world? I want to hurt somebody and love them at the same time. You just can't do that. Have the tenacity. If a woman's not for you, a man's not for you, walk away. Walk away in peace. See, that's the trouble now. Even in the church. It's worse in the church than it is anywhere in the world. They get married. You find, I said it before, I said it again, you find more divorced people in the church than you find anywhere in the world. And they're not willing to try at all. A man can make one mistake. 95% of the time in the church, when a person make a mistake, that woman and man already got their eyes on somebody else. You can make a mistake in life. You can't make two mistakes in life. Because if you're any type of person, I got any type of morals, any type of feeling, when you make a mistake one time and hurt a person, that same thing or something similar that'll never come up. And women, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I tell men. A man should always, no matter how your mother or father is, you should have the respect enough to be taught from one to the other one to respect who they is. Now I'm going to tell you why. You take a lot of these kids, it's a shame. Yeah, I went through 2020, and look, it's a shame. When a child can't breathe, child can't feed itself, child can't do for itself, but you come up and the daddy done taught the child that the mama, she's something else. Yeah, men do it too. Let's cut through the chase. Men do it too. The mama's the type of woman, oh, your daddy. Let me tell you something. When it comes down to your kids, I don't care if you're a hound dog or bullfrog. That's between you and whatever man or woman you with. Now, you got some people want to be holy and thou. They get where they can put on a little clothes, ride around, and they swear that they 100% got the rules. Nah, there's no rule book to it. And I don't care how good a woman or man brag about their wife or their girlfriends. You're born in sin. And the fact is, you always have skeletons in your closet. The only time you can brag, I said it before, I said it again, you got to take every skeleton out your closet. Then you have no shame in your game because you got nothing to hide. As long as you got skeletons in your closet, you always get that little funny feeling. See, people can fool people. But two people you can't fool. You can't fool the devil and you can't fool God. That's the biggest joke of the day. You can't fool them because they know just how beautiful you are. And when I say beautiful, I'm not talking about your looks. They know just how beautiful you are and they know just how ugly you are. So my case is this. When you tell a person you love them, say it for what it is. If you love them because they let you live at their house, you don't love them. Mm-hmm. If you love them because, well, she had my baby, let's separate the different appreciation and love. That's where a lot of my young ladies make their mistake at. Feel because they got child, that this man's going to be Lord. No. Mama said if he don't start out right, he ain't going right. And if he love you, by you being a woman, he should be the first partaker to prove his love. Now let's not get this twisted. When you say prove love, what you mean, Don Clyde? Sex is good? Well, sex is never. It's always, to the devil, it's always good to have it.
It's looking at your stomach.
But to help a person,
it's looking at your stomach.
That's all right, no problem. And to know that you're pleasing a person, that's a different thing. Life is about, if you're in a relationship, pleasing one to another. I always told my kids, and I say it again, and see, I believe like the Bible says, you excuse me, because I'm looking at my little technician, my grandson, my little technician, and I'm going to tell you something. Women, I'm talking to the older ones first. Yes, you should demand certain things. And when I say certain things, I'm talking about material. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I'm going to tell you, stop operating my little grandson. I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you like this. Demand more. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you have respect for your husband or your boyfriend, don't down talk them. And I'm going to say it again. If you got a child for a man, and men, I'm going to tell you the same way. A woman have a child for you, I'm going to say it both ways. Respect who she is. Don't treat her like she trash. Because if you gave her a child, then you want to trash her, then how much garbage is you? If you don't appreciate her, walk away. See, I'm not saying that likely. Any man walk away without doing a woman that try to do all her best to keep it together, then you have to start asking your question. Probably ain't meant to be in God's eyesight. See, everybody feels they go get driver's, they go get license, or they say they're in love. That don't mean it's that. Always know the reason why a person's saying they're in love with you. Because if a person's sitting in your face, you ask that question, and I'm going to say this to the young ladies, be bold. What my people do, a lot of them is not straight and direct. Be straight and direct. Young man got the guts to get in your face, always find what you're in your face for. You can waste your life yourself. You don't need nobody to waste it for you. And these kids, you talking about the younger generation now today, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you the truth, the parents run them. They don't get it. The parents run them. Let me tell you how the parents run them. You're going to take this for a joke. You want to take a child before a child get 18 years old. But when a child is around by 8 and 9 years old today, you want to make him grown already. You want to give him stuff that him or her shouldn't be having. You want to push them to be grown before the days to allow them to just grow up and have a regular childhood. And then when they grow up and get 19, 20 years old, then you want to dictate their life. I don't mean no harm. I just don't believe in that. When my kids, I made it clear to them, when they leave, I just can give advice. I can't make you do nothing. That don't mean I'm agree with you. I see a lot of parents go wrong because it's my child. I totally agree. Well, that's why you got some of them locked up. And the ones that ain't locked up, they spending time disrespecting who you are because they no longer being taught by you. Now they running your house, and they feel if you don't run your house the way they think you should run your house, then I hate mom and daddy. Let me tell you something. If you hate me because of my belief, then you can just keep on hating. That's just the bottom line. I don't care if you're 35 or 50. And the way it works is, when you get so big that mom and daddy rules is no more your rules, then it's time for you to start making your own rules. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And I've always been the type of guy to respect that. I don't go in none of my kids' house like some parents does and dictate what they does. Never believed in it, never would do it. I tell my daughters and I tell my sons, when you get married, that's your family. Mm-hmm. Now, when you come back home, I respect you as being an adult, but you back under my rules. That's not being mean. Not at all. And you wonder why your child be so bad? You let it. You let it. How you let it? You give, and you give. Even you don't have the intelligence to know when to say no. And when you come out with no, now you got a child wanting to nearby break your neck. Let me tell you how that works. And then you don't believe in them earning. I do it all for them. That's wonderful. It's not nothing bad with it. The only thing about it, you got to be set yourself for what comes next. Now, I'm going to say this to you. Y'all young ladies, if you're home with your parents, try to stay home as long as you can. When you leave your parents' house, don't leave with a man you have to take care of. Leave with somebody you taking care of. And y'all young men that get ready and want to leave your parents' house, don't leave until you're ready for responsibility. You don't want the responsibility, stay home. When I say responsibility, I'm going to say this to y'all young women. Any young man that can't take care of himself, how you going to take care of you? And today, let me tell you something. Once you start, he believes that's the norm. And I'm going to say it again so you won't get twisted. I believe a woman can take care of a man just as well as a man take care of a woman. But that woman should always have that little special thing, because one thing a man can't do, and I'm going to say it again, he can't have no babies. So, I'm not going to be on here too long. Not tonight. But I have to say I enjoyed myself with my daughter-in-law, Rakita, last night. And her kids. And I'm going to say it like this. Me, I'm going to do the same thing I do every year. I'm going to get to working on making it to next year. To haters, I love my haters. Not only but I love my haters, I love those that think they can put a sock in my life and can't do it. When people come in my life, I accept that. When they walk out, I accept that too. Because I'm the type of joker, I take peace anywhere I can get it. Now I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off. And I'll be back next time. Anytime, ask everybody to subscribe to Pew Facts 57 on YouTube. And you got any messages, send it to me on Facebook. Message me. I'll be glad if I don't answer the question now. I ask it next time. The reason why I say Facebook is because if you ask me a question, I want to keep it private. I don't want to put it out there who put the question up, because people always do it. The young lady came to me last night, and trust me, I wasn't going to come in. I said I would wait until probably the middle of Monday till I'm feeling better and whatnot. But she hugged me and she said, I'm waiting for you to get on next time. It made me feel good. So I told my wife, I said, okay, I'm going to chalk it up. Because I'm the type of person, if I can help one person, I'll give one person advice to help them. That means the world to me. And the catch is, everything that I do is free. You say you need to go to psychiatry, don't worry about that. You ain't got to go to now. 9 out of 10 the psychiatry studied, but they didn't live it. So I'll be back on Sunday. I haven't forgot. And these things goes on in church today. Everybody need to check themselves. They need to check themselves. The reason why I said, and I'm going to say it like my father taught me, it's better for you to be a bad devil than be a Christian person with the devil. So I'm going to say good night. See, I just want to let everybody know I'm back up. Like I said, you can slow a good man or a good woman down. You just can't stop them no matter what. So God bless everybody. Have a nice 2020. 21, sorry. 21. Good night.